Welcome to the video. Customary wrist watch check. Wearing the Daytona. So today we're talking about crypto. How is it I'm able to enjoy the hobby of collecting watches? I have a very regular, normal job, but because I invested in crypto back in 2017 when I started, it's helped me financially be better off and created a little bit more financial freedom. The journey began in 2017. I got a phone call from an American friend of mine. He's from Texas, and he said, "Hey, have you heard about Ethereum?" I was like, "No, what's Ethereum?" He's like, "I don't know, man. People are saying it's like the new Bitcoin." I was like, "Oh, wow." He's like, "Yeah, you should buy some." He's like, "I bought some and it's like doubled already." I was like, "Oh, wow." Anyway, so we had a chat. And, you know, like people tell you stuff, you hear stuff, and I didn't do anything. But luckily for me, he called me back about a week later, and he's like, "Dude, did you buy any?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, man, it's like gone up like 40% this last week." I was like, "Ah, dang it." And then one of the key emotions in investing, FOMO, fear of missing out, set in. And I, you know, I thought I need to get involved. And he explained it to me like, "Dude, do you remember the .com bubble?" I was like, "Yeah." You know, I was young back then in 2001 or whenever the .com bubble happened. But basically things went from worth $1 to hundreds of dollars, anything that was related to the internet. And he sort of said to me, like, he promised himself the next time something like that happens, he's going to make sure he's involved, and because a lot of people changed their financial futures as well in the .com bubble. And so he saw it as something like that. I bought some. I downloaded the Coinbase app and bought some Ethereum. And I think I bought some Ethereum. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say when it was around $35 or pounds. I think probably at the time I had the account set on pounds. So it's probably around £30. It might have been $35, something like that. And then, you know, it just kept going up and up and up. And so as it's going up, I'm like, instead of putting a little bit in, I'm like, I need to put more in because this thing's going to go crazy. And that's it. I just bought more and more and it went up and up. I'd also tried to educate myself as much as possible about crypto, about Ethereum, about Bitcoin. And I also bought some Bitcoin as well. It ended up going all the way from $30 up to $1,400. Crazy. So I'd made like, you know, for me at the time, who was in my 30s, but I made, for me at the time, sort of life-changing money. But the market starts dropping and you never know where the top is, and because when it goes up, it sort of chops up. It'll go up but have a 30% pullback, go up, have a 30% pullback, go up, have a 30% pullback. And then it got to 1,400 and it had another 30% pullback, and you think that it's going to get another leg up, but then it starts coming down. So I thought, you know what, I've made some good money here. I'm not sure how much lower this is going to go. If you make life-changing money, change your life. So I sold, and I could have, if I'd, you know, I think maybe I sold when it was around £800, $800, something like that. Can't remember exactly, but so I could have made a lot more, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. But yeah, no one knows where the exact top or where the exact bottom is. Anyway, it ended up going all the way down to like $80 again, only for a very short period, but it did hang out between the $100 and $200 period for quite some time. And then during that time I bought back in, because from doing all my research I realized that there's this thing in crypto called the 4-year cycle, where basically Bitcoin, it has this 4-year boom bust cycle period, and this is created due to what's called the halvening, where the reward for the Bitcoin miners gets cut in half every 4 years. And that has a knock-on effect to all the other coins, because Bitcoin's market cap is far larger than all the other coins' market caps. So when Bitcoin goes up a lot, the other coins follow, and when Bitcoin goes down a lot, the other coins follow. So Bitcoin moves the market. And so I learned all these things through watching various people on YouTube and doing my own research. And when the price got down into the hundreds, I was like, whether this is the exact bottom or not, I don't know. But I know it's going to go a lot higher in the next boom cycle. So I put as much money in as I could, rode the market up again. That time it went to about 4,900, round about there. Again, didn't sell the top, thought it was going to go higher. But I did hit the sell button round about $3,600. Did well, paid a lot of money in tax, and now we're back in the next cycle. So I rebought back in now, and we're riding it up, and hopefully I'll do better at selling it near the top. I've dabbled in the other coins as well. Some of the other coins I've done really well with. Some of the other coins I didn't do so well with. You know, it's crazy how 1 month all of a sudden everyone's talking about this coin, and then the next month everyone's talking about that coin, and it's really hard to resist the temptation to just jump from one coin to another to another. You know, you have to sort of understand the time when everyone's talking about a coin and it's flying up in price isn't the time to be buying. You need to be buying when it's low in price, and not necessarily everyone's talking about it. You have to be invested in crypto in the bear market when everyone's fed up with crypto and everyone, no one's talking about it anymore. That's when you buy. You buy low and then you sell high. It's easy to say this now in hindsight, but when you're in the thick of it, it's hard to know. It's hard to see the wood through the trees, but you sell when it's gone parabolic, when Paris Hilton's on late night TV shows talking about crypto. Those are top indicators. When friends are calling you up asking about crypto who have never shown any interest in crypto, these are top indicators. But you know, there's a learning curve, and you have to go through it and experience it, because investing is very psychological and emotional, in the sense that you feel quite euphoric. And it's when you're feeling quite euphoric, it's because your money's gone up a lot, and that's probably a good time to sell. But you don't feel like selling because it feels so good and you think it's going to go higher. And then when the price crashes and it's low, you feel not so good and you don't want to put more money in. You don't want to, buy crypto. But those are usually the good times. You know, I've made plenty of mistakes. Luckily, they've all been relatively small and not hurt me too much. But if I'd done everything perfectly, I could have had 10 times more money than I do now. So crypto's not for everyone. High volatility, and they say only put in what you can afford to lose, because you still want to be able to sleep at night. But one thing I've learned from doing crypto is that I have naturally quite a high tolerance to risk. And for me, having this high tolerance, it comes from having a fully developed understanding and knowledge of Bitcoin. Not that I know everything about Bitcoin, but I really do believe it is a key integral technology that's going to be around for a long time. And to speak on that a bit more, it's gone from internet nerds in their bedrooms buying it, to normal people buying it, to very rich, sophisticated investors buying it, to just normal people with a lot of money buying it, to companies now putting it on their balance sheet, to Tesla holds Bitcoin, MicroStrategy owns billions of Bitcoin. And now countries are buying it. National sovereign wealth funds that have allocated, a modest percentage into Bitcoin. Countries have banned it. It's still here. You can't ban it. You can ban it, but you can't stop it. Just because it's like trying to shut down the internet. The cat's out the bag. Everyone uses it. You just can't do it. And when you're investing in a new technology, you get what's called the adoption curve. So Bitcoin is experiencing the adoption curve like the internet. And, you know, sometimes because of the halving cycle, the price goes up. And when the price goes up, everyone's happy, but it causes the price to go up more because the human emotion of FOMO, people buy in because they see the price going up, and then the price goes down and people sell because the price is going down and the fear kicks in. So that's why you get the huge volatility, but it's always getting higher highs and higher lows over this long time period of, you know, these 4-year cycles. And, you know, I think as we speak today, Bitcoin is about 1.3 trillion market cap. It's going to go to 2 trillion, 3 trillion, 4 trillion. Gold is worth 10 trillion, the market cap of gold. Quite often people see it as equaling at least the market cap of gold. Now, the thing that makes Bitcoin so special is that there will only ever be 21 million. And the reason why we have such high inflation and why everything always costs more every year is because of inflation. We have inflation because they just create more and more pounds, dollars, euros every year. And so Bitcoin, you have that finite thing that you can put your money into that can't be artificially inflated. So that's why it's so special. You know, even gold, when the price of gold goes up, people mine it more. It's more economically viable to mine it in the harder places under the ocean, in awkward places deep in the Amazon or wherever. Obviously, it's, you know, still a bit tricky, but with Bitcoin, you can't do that. There's only ever so much Bitcoin, the 21 million. There will never be more. And a lot of the Bitcoin that is in circulation isn't in circulation because it's been lost on people's wallets or things like that, because, you know, 10 years ago people didn't quite fully understand the value of it. But anyway, I've gone into a lot of detail there. I didn't mean to do such a long video, but book a phone call with me and I'll happily talk some more, tell you how to get started, how to keep your crypto safe. I'll tell you how to, you know, regarding tax. A lot of people worry about, oh, but aren't I going to have to pay a lot of tax? Well, I'll help you understand a little bit of, you know, what I did to, you know, like when you earn over a certain amount, then you have to start worrying about it. But we can talk about that. But again, this isn't explicit financial advice. It's just educational, sharing what I've done, pointing you in the right direction. The people that I respect in the industry, I can, you know, let you know what YouTube accounts to follow where they, you know, talk about Bitcoin and crypto every day. If you are interested in learning more and you want me to perhaps mentor you a little bit with it, check out my website in the information below and book an appointment and let me help you. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one.